So, we're back in China.
To be honest, we didn't always have the best opinion and thoughts about China, and this was all based off what we'd seen on social media and the news back home. But since visiting China for the first time only a few months ago, our thoughts have completely changed.
Oh my god!
We quickly learned that China was not at all what we thought it was going to be like. We met some beautiful people, seen incredible sights, and ate some of the most mouth-watering food we have ever had.
Wow.
Oh!
But our first trip here was only 15 days long, which wasn't long enough. And once we left the country, we were craving for more and questioning what else this country had to offer. We also finished our last trip here in China's capital city of Beijing, and it's safe to say that people really did not like or approve of this video. We got a lot of abuse from this online, with people commenting that we done Beijing completely wrong. So we've come back to China not only to experience more of this incredibly diverse country, but also to try and redeem ourselves a bit from our last Beijing video. And that's exactly where we're starting this trip as well. So here we are, Owen and Aisling are back in China again for a second time. So it is peak summer season here in Beijing, and we're going to be doing all of the main activities we didn't get to do the last time we came here. We're starting off in the Temple of Heaven, and then we're going to make our way over to the Forbidden City. But because it's peak summer season, we're expecting everywhere to be ram-packed with people. The schools are off. We can already see there's loads of big groups of kids everywhere. So this could be an interesting trip, but we've just come in through the entrance of the Temple of Heaven here, and to be honest, we were surprised. We actually got through straight away, and the crowds so far haven't been too bad.
Although that didn't last too long, turns out we had to join another pretty major queue to get into the temple's main location, which is the Hall of Prayer for Good Harvest. Everybody is trying to get into the same area, and it is literally crazy. It is mental. But it's quite contained, nobody's pushing and shoving, everyone's just nicely going with it, which is always a great added bonus. We've since realised that the queue is moving so slow in this section because we have to scan our QR codes again to get into the main area here, and it has been clammy waiting here, but the breeze is coming through.
This is so warm.
So hot, but we can get a quick glimpse of the main section here, and it looks incredible.
I'll tell you something, I'm glad to be out of that tunnel of people and into a bit of fresh air. But wow.
The Temple of Heaven is a complex of religious buildings where Chinese emperors once prayed for good harvests, and it's become one of the most recognisable images within Beijing, as well as being honoured as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Symbolising the relationship between heaven and earth, the most iconic structure here is this architectural masterpiece, the Hall of Prayer for Good Harvest. It's a stunning circular building with a triple gabled roof, entirely made out of wood without a single nail. And yes, it really is as impressive in person as you'd imagine. Coming here, we did think it was going to feel like we stepped back into the spirituality of ancient China. However, with these crowds and the amount of photo shoots going on, it was a slightly different atmosphere.
So the park where the Temple of Heaven actually is massive. The grounds are huge, and there's 3 main attractions to come and see within it. However, we aren't going to be able to go and see all of them today because, as we said, we're heading to the Forbidden City next, which is a wee bit of a walk away. We might even have to get the metro, wait and see. And to go to each of these locations, you are allocated a time slot. So this morning we had to be here at the Temple of Heaven between 8 AM and 11 AM. And we have to be in the Forbidden City between 11 AM and 2:30 PM. So it's kind of a bit of a push for time. If you're doing this with a private group, I'm sure it's much easier to transport between them and to actually see everything. We're doing it independently because we know it is possible. We know other people that's done it, and it's a much more affordable way to do it as well. So we've seen the main Temple of Heaven here. We're going to try to walk around these grounds for a wee bit longer, and then we're going to make our way to the Forbidden City to make sure we definitely get to see it this time. The grounds of the park here are beautiful as well. There is loads of green space, these big lovely walkways down like a big corridor of trees. It is stunning, and you can hear loads of insects, loads of birds in the trees and stuff as well.
It is known as like the pine forest, I believe, because these are all pine trees that just surround the entire place. I was reading about it earlier and I was like, it sounds beautiful, but it is stunning, and it's a perfect place to come and get a shade from the heat today.
Yeah, definitely, because the sun is strong. But we're going to make our way out now, and even though I said we are in a rush, I think we're going to go grab a quick coffee somewhere because we have been up from early to make it here for 8 AM, and I need a wee booster.
Look at this thing, it's actually I think it's a fire truck. Yeah, look.
It is, yeah. The world's smallest fire engine.
That's so funny. But they're prepared.
I feel like we were a wee bit spoilt for choice looking for a coffee shop here. There were so many cute ones, but we decided to come to this wee one that had like a indoor-outdoor kind of setup. We've got these wee like camping seats literally right out on the street with a bit of people watching.
It's really nice. And we went for some different kind of coffees from our usual order.
Interesting ones.
I have went for a Brazilian coffee with honeycomb, and I love honeycomb, so I can't wait to try this one.
I went for a coffee from Kenya that has buffalo milk in it as well.
And I just got connected to their Wi-Fi as well.
Oh, happy days. Have you got your Surfshark VPN turned on?
No, but I will turn it on right now. You are always talking about it, but I guess you're right. You're better safe than sorry.
Honestly, you need to make sure you've got it turned on. Like whenever you're connected to a public Wi-Fi, you're so much more risk of getting hacked or even worse. So it's just better safe than sorry.
You have told me a million times, but go on, tell me one more time and everyone else, why should you use Surfshark VPN?
What's your coffee like?
It's really good, but it's time to go and see the Forbidden City. The last time we were here and in our last Beijing video, we didn't get to go to the Forbidden City because we didn't get our tickets, but we did walk around this area and it was really nice to walk around. However, we mentioned that there was a lot of security checks, ID checks, bag checks, and people did not like this. People hated on us in our comment section and we just didn't understand why, because at the end of the day, we were just giving our observation. We were telling you how it was and how it is. Today as well, we had to get our IDs checked, we had to get our bags checked, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's reasons why they do this, but it's just part of the fact, and people were at us. So if you're coming, just allow a little bit of extra time, because you will have to do it. And don't at me, I'm just telling the truth.
Alright, we're pretty sure we've found the entrance, and it is massive right in front of us.
Pretty sure
huge.
We have definitely found it.
We've definitely found the entrance. Like, this is it right here behind us. The wee ticket office over here. Very little signs in English, and I think that's why we're confused. We couldn't see a sign saying the Forbidden City. There seemed plenty of signs saying the Palace Museum. Took us a wee minute then to realise that it's the same place, but we finally made the realisation and we're here in time. But the queue here actually doesn't look too bad to get in, thankfully. Wow.
Brilliant.
Oh my god, the
and with
colours.
the blue sky in the background too, it's just
yeah,
beautiful.
it's a proper like picturesque image, isn't it?
So as Owen said, we booked all of our tickets online for the Temple of Heaven and for the Forbidden City. We got them all on this website, so I'll put it here and put it down in the description so you can find it. But what you do is you actually reserve a ticket. The tickets don't actually go on sale until 1 week before the date that you want to go. So you go on, you reserve a ticket, and fingers crossed you get it. Most people do. I think they have a big capacity inside. So just make sure to do it as soon as you can, probably 2 or 3 weeks prior.
Whew. And as Aisling said, your actual ticket to get into the Forbidden City isn't a real life ticket or a QR code. Your ticket is your ID. If you're a foreigner like us, you bring your passport with you, and your passport number when you register for the tickets online is what you use to get in. Aisling got straight through there. She scanned hers and got in. I had a few more issues. I had to go through 4 different people in order to get mine in, but we have made it. We are in. And it is busy.
So after we got through the gate, there was an option to get an audio guide for only 40 yuan. So we decided to get one because Owen is the history buff and he will be my tour guide. So he is listening along and then he'll fill me in on a few moments. But almost everybody has an audio guide. So it's one of those places you kind of want to learn what everything is, learn a little bit while you're here. So Owen's going to do that.
The last time we did come to China, we went to Xi'an as well, and we went to visit the Terracotta Warriors, which honestly was incredible. It was such a ridiculous experience to go and see them for ourselves. And I rented a wee audio guide whenever I was there, and it was fantastic. Honestly, I'd have been lost without it. The information in it was great. It was clear. It was really well put together. And it was like the best audio guide I've ever had anywhere. So whenever I seen them that they were here, I was like, okay, I have to pick one up. China seems to be great audio guides.
I usually don't rate them because sometimes they're just not the best, but
it was fantastic.
For anyone that's unfamiliar with what the Forbidden City actually is, it's an ancient palace complex in the heart of Beijing that once served as the home for Chinese emperors for nearly 500 years. In its time, the vast imperial city was off limits to common people, hence the name the Forbidden City. With over 900 buildings and 9,000 rooms, it's a stunning example of traditional Chinese architecture, and it's a fascinating insight into the power of China's imperial past.
Okay, time for some fun tour guide on information. The Forbidden City is surrounded by a 52-metre moat and a 10-metre high wall. It's a completely walled-in area. It was split up into two sections originally, an inner court and an outer court. And then in some time in the mid-1900s, I believe, there's a lot of information going on in my ear here, the two areas were then combined to create the Palace Museum, which it is now known as today. So it was actually two individual areas. But wow, the place is huge. It's way bigger than I expected it to be. All of the buildings, the structures, they are just incredibly massive in size. The colour is popping out of all of it. It's so vibrant. It is lovely. I'm just absolutely gobsmacked by the whole thing. I've just learned here as well, there's over 1 million cultural relics right here inside the grounds of the Palace Museum as well. What a day.
And going along with the 1 million, I learned earlier that there was 1 million people that it took to actually build this entire area, and it took a decade and a half. There was a lot of work put into doing this, and I would say it was just an incredible moment when it was finally finished. But it is so well looked after. A lot of this is literally what was made all those years ago and what was laid down, the bricks, the walls. It is so well looked after, and there's a word for it. What's the word? Hold on. What's the word whenever you look after something really well? Preserved. It's really well preserved.
Poor wee Aislinn's getting a bit of heat stroke here, Ira.
I have my umbrella.
She's got her sunbrella out.
I literally have to take it down to talk to the camera or you wouldn't be able to see me. But it is hot. Don't laugh at me. It's a hot day. And I'm not the only one with an umbrella. It's literally Umbrella City. It's the Forbidden City filled with umbrellas because everybody is absolutely down. And he's just jealous.
And she is not joking, literally all around it is just umbrellas everywhere. Sunbrellas. Not umbrellas because it's not raining. But it's so funny to see. And this morning when we were walking around the city, around the streets, everywhere it's just umbrella. And you have to be careful as well. People are dangerous with an umbrella. They are weapons out here.
If you have an umbrella, you have a responsibility not to take someone's eye out.
And I hope if anybody out there walks around with an umbrella and you're listening to this, it is your responsibility to watch other people as well. Be careful. So many times a day we have literally got poked or had to dodge umbrellas, people popping them up and just not looking around them, or swinging around and they just don't care who's there, and it's dangerous.
You know what it is? I know whenever I get under mine, I kind of forget. I'm in my own little world. It's my own little bubble.
You have to remember, there's other people there too. Be careful. There is so many people. It's actually crazy. I was expecting this, but a wee bit less than this. It's bonkers. It's literally bumper to bumper when you're going through all the wee narrow bits, through a lot of the corridor areas, and then there's big open spaces down in the ground that are completely exposed to the sun, and there's nobody in them at all. Everybody's trying to hide from the sun, hide in the shade. But yeah, it is bonkers.
We have now made it down to the Imperial Garden, which is basically at the very end of the tour. So you start down at the north gate and you make your way up to the south gate. It's a total of 1 kilometre in length, and then I think just over 700 metres from the east gate to the west gate. But in here is beautiful. There's so many different trees, there's loads of things to check out. The flowers are beautiful, and you can tell it is another really well looked after place. So we're going to walk around here for a little bit, and then I think we're going to call it there because we have seen everything that there is to see. But I can put my hands up now and say that we were so stupid for not coming here the first time we were in Beijing. Correction, we actually started at the south gate and we are making our way to the north gate where the Imperial Garden is. Whoopsies! Hello! Ni hao! And now that we've come inside this area, we have seen the Lover's Tree, which is right behind me over here. And it's actually a tree that's 300 years old. And it's not actually just one tree. It's two trees that have been intertwined and crafted to look like one tree. And it is very, very interesting. Everyone's coming in and getting photos with it. But we're going to go over and give it a wee rub, because apparently it's supposed to give you a very good luck in your marriages and in relationships. And if you didn't know, we just recently got engaged, so we'll be getting married very soon. So we're going to go, and hopefully it gives us a wee bit of good luck with that too.
I need all the luck I can get marrying her. Please protect me.
What are you saying then? What are you saying?
I need all the luck I can with you.
Cheeky sod.
Whew, that is us finished up in the Forbidden City. We've just come out, and honestly the heat has absolutely beat us. It's too much, man. It's like 32 degrees here at the moment, and I can see it's too much for a lot of people. But what's super fun is now that we've come out through this gate, right in front of us, we can see up here at the top of the hill, there's a wee shrine looking area, and this is the Jingshan Park. We went to visit it the last time we were in Beijing as well, and we stood right up here at the very top, trying to overlook into the Forbidden City itself. But unfortunately we decided to go there in the evening time, because we thought we could go there and get a lovely bird's eye view over the Forbidden City at night. We thought it'd be all lit up, there'd be loads of lights on and stuff. We were completely wrong. We went and it was pitch dark. We could see nothing, only this big main gate right behind me here. So it would be cool to go up and see it at the minute. However, it's a big walk to get around. We're a wee bit hungry and we need to rehydrate again, need a wee bit of aircon, so we're not going to do that. But if you are somebody who's deciding that you want to go and stand up at the top here in the Jingshan Park and look down over the Forbidden City, go during the day. Don't do what we done. Don't go at night time. I'll actually link the video up here. You can go check it out for your own reference.
Don't be dafties like us.
Don't be dafties.
Oh, look at the dragon! So if you haven't noticed, in this video we're doing all of the things that we probably should have done on our first visit to Beijing, but we have come back and we are going to try and redeem ourselves, and we have come in to get one of Beijing's probably most popular dish, and that is the Peking duck. So we're going to run you through the whole process of what it is to get the Peking duck here in Beijing, because before we came we thought it was duck served with just a bed of rice, but we were so wrong. It's actually duck served with pancakes, and then you have a tray of stuff. So we have our hoisin sauce, cucumber, scallion, I'm gonna say ginger, sugar, don't know. I have tried looking it up and I just don't know what these are. So if you know what this one is, it's like a pinkish, maybe relish, and this one's obviously quite dark in colour, quite brown. And then we have this, which, clueless, absolutely clueless. We're gonna get to it and start making up our first pancake.
So it was very funny. The woman that served us clearly thought that we had no idea what we were doing. Well, to be honest, we didn't. And she came over and had like on her translator, like you take like pancake first, and then you take 2 pieces of meat, 1 piece of cucumber and extra toppings, then you roll it up from the left to right and then you eat.
And the meat is also served with its skin on, and it looks so good. It's a crispy outside, let me just show you. A crispy outside, but just look at that juice on the inside.
And once you're all rolled, you are ready to rock. A wee bit of hoisin, maybe too much hoisin, but I like hoisin. Wow, the pancake's like quite chewy in a sense, but in a nice way. It's like quite sweet. The duck is juicy, like that is nice. It is also piping hot. Cucumber gives it a lovely wee crunch and a bit of texture. As Ashton said, we've had duck pancakes many a time at home, but these are really nice, and to have them here in Beijing, it just feels only right.
So we finished up dinner and we have decided to make our way over to the Drum and Bell Square, and as you can see there is plenty happening here, but we have had such a good day here in Beijing. We really did have to come back and give it another shot, but it was well worth the visit. And we are here in Beijing for a few more days, and we're going to be in China for a lot longer this time. So please let us know if you have any recommendations for us, places to see, things to do and food to eat. And we will see you next Sunday for another video here in China.